Peter Loshak. This is the SBR TV NFL Experts Roundtable for Week 7 in the 2011-2012 NFL season. This week we're joined once again by Scott Kellen from SixCentSports.com and SBR contributor John Ryan from JohnRyanSports.com. Thanks, guys, for being here once again.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Peter.
Okay, the first game that we want to talk about is one that Scott wants to talk about, and this is the Chicago-Tampa Bay game. Now, this game is being played in Tampa Bay, so we are going to Tampa Bay is a home dog here of 1 point. Both these teams are kind of hard to get a read on, and I'm wondering what your take on this game is, Scott.
Yeah, sure, Peter. And I think actually playing in London, so a little bit of a difference here. It's kind of a neutral field for both these teams.
Scott. I did a lot of research on this game. I researched this game for hours, more than any other game on the card. Trust me when I tell you, this game is being played in Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Now, go on. Please continue. Let's say for the sake of argument that this game were being played in London, how would you handicap it then? Scott Kellen.
Yeah, just in case both teams actually show up in London and don't know where to go here this weekend. I like the Bears here for a couple of reasons. Number one, they fit into a situation of mine that's 73, 34, and 2. And without revealing the whole situation, what it's really primarily based on, the Bears got back to 500 last week. So this is potentially a turning point for them in the season now to kind of go forward, get above 500. So teams in those situations seem to have a little bit more motivation, play a little bit more focused, and tend to perform fairly well in the next game. So that's kind of the basis of the situation. But when I look at both teams just from the offensive defensive standpoint, both teams are pretty equal on offense. I see Chicago, they run the ball slightly better than Tampa. Tampa will probably be without balance again this week. Both teams have been kind of anemic throwing the ball. But overall on offense, they shake out to be about similar. But I think the bigger difference is the Chicago defense is better. They have obviously struggled against the rush this year. They've given up 5.4 yards a rush to a collection of teams that only average 4.4. But they actually did hold Adrian Peterson and the Vikings down pretty well last week. But their pass defense has actually been above average. Where Tampa's rush defense is about average, but their pass defense has been horrible. They've given up 7.6 yards a pass to a bunch of teams that allow or average about 6.2. So they're well below average there. When you factor all that together, the Bears' defense is much better. Tampa got a big win over New Orleans last week, and obviously, they deserved that win. They won the game, but it was also, they were the benefactor of 4 turnovers from the Saints as well, which helped them. They got a couple scores in short territory, in short drives because of those turnovers. So, situation favors the Bears here. I make the number about 2 for the Bears, so I think that there's fair value there. And both teams are about evenly offensively. But I think the Bears are a much better team defensively, so I will lean with Chicago on a neutral field.
Okay, good analysis. All right, John Ryan, we discussed this game earlier in the week, and listen, just listen, John. The next time there's a goddamn NFL game in another country, let's fucking be on top of it before we shoot a video, okay?
Well, I'll tell you, that was something, wasn't it?
All right, let's just drop it. Let's just put it in the past. All right, we're goddamn experts here. All right, what's your take on this game? You have any opinion on the side or total?
Well, I'm on the side with Scott here with the Bears. I think Forte is on track. They're building the offense around him, and I like what I see with Mike Martz, and he's getting rid of those long, time-consuming pass routes that Cutler is just not good at doing. Cutler is not that type of quarterback. He needs ball control passes to gain confidence, and having the running game now going, and having Matt Forte is arguably the best complete running back, I should say, in the league. So I think, if anything, I have a lean towards the over on this game, and it's just a lean only because of the travel to Wembley Stadium, which we just, we knew, Peter, but we just forgot to mention it.
Right.
But seriously, I think the amount of energy it takes for a football team to travel that far is monumentally more than just going from the West Coast to the East Coast.
That's true.
So I think the defenses will suffer a little bit because of that.
Pretty ironic that a handicapping factor we weren't even aware of early in the week now becomes one of the most important ones in the whole game.